I'll be really big in the foreground.
Wait,
My specialty.
who's the drummer?
Justin.
You are the drummer? So you're used to just hiding in the background. Okay, perfect.
He's calling the shots anyway, so I try to just be quiet.
Amazing.
Just chill here.
Perfect. All right, and for those that are watching, we're continuing on with the rest of the acts as I promised, so I hope you enjoyed that little live clip. People will recognize Landon, I'm sure, if they follow East Coast DNA. They should. If they don't, I don't know what you're watching. But Landon, thank you for being on again.
Thank you. I love chatting with you, especially on camera.
Yes, I was going to say that we've had quite a few chats over the last while, so we keep constantly running into each other, and as people who follow both of us would be aware, where there's a lot of similarities, because you do a lot of stuff aside from being a musician that's similar to what I do and supporting music out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have a podcast. It used to be a radio show. I do journalism and all that stuff, and I'm surprised it's actually never come up before, like in a music context. Like, no one's ever been like, oh, do you do the mixed rhythm thing? Like, this is the first time it's ever come up. But yeah, it's like a huge thing I do.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, way back we would have mentioned it, but you may not even recall. The way I originally knew you was because I was constantly out there hunting for music, but it was because of the stuff you were doing at Saint of X, and I saw your TikTok videos where you were talking about the same stuff that I was following, and I'm like, who's this guy in Antigonish?
Yeah.
So I was glad that I met you, but I think that probably that whole connection of the media side got lost in the wash because you've been doing music the whole time.
Yeah, I met you here at the Shoebox for the first time, and I'd known about East Coast DNA because you're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And this would have been like, I was station manager at the time, which is around, like, basically, it would have been November of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been the exact same time I was doing those TikToks.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were at the Sleepy Kicks and Post Fun show.
Yes.
And we were just chatting, and you gave me a business card. I still have it somewhere.
There's probably about 5,000 of those around the East Coast if they're not all in the garbage. But there's a couple variations of it too. Which
No,
is
it's framed on the wall.
Yes.
That's where I have it.
And actually, it wasn't a planned segue, but I said there's variations of it out there. Besides you as a solo artist, which I've referenced a lot, but we've had Gardner on the show, and I have Gardner on the show again, but you might be the only people that East Coast DNA fans are immediately recognizing, except for the fact that I guess this is like supergroup territory too. Like, where'd you pull the new lineup from?
Yeah, so the lineup we had when we did the interview for the first time was it was me and Nathan, Alistair, and Magnus. And Nathan said in that interview that he was moving to Australia. And he did, and things kind of fell apart. And then we had another lineup for a while, and it just wasn't working. And yeah, I mean, I'd known Nick for a while through shows. Like, we'd met at a show. And I think we met at your show at the Seahorse, like, a long time ago. Yeah, like 2021 maybe. That sounds right. Yeah, it was the same year I saw Bahamas in Lunenburg. Yeah, so it's 2021, and then we played together with Gardner and Proud Dads, which was super fun, and then we played together, like, a lot, and we would just, like, always be talking about whatever, and when I needed a bass player, I knew, like, oh, yeah, I should probably message Nick, and you were super down, which is super cool, and then Justin, the drummer, he's more than that, he's a person as well. Not to say drummers aren't people, I'm digging into a hole here, but, yeah, Justin, like, we've known each other like online for a number of years now. I think I saw one of your bands play in Sydney and when I was in high school. And then we were going to play a show together in the fall. And I'd always said, like, oh, if anyone if our old guitar player, like, if you die, you're in a fire, Justin will be your replacement. Mm-hmm. And then, like, sure enough,
there was a fire?
No, there was no fire. The band didn't last. And so when it came time to pick a guitar player, I was like, oh, Justin, it's easy, man. Like, and then I saw you guys play on that show we were supposed to be on at Renegade Records. And it was like, oh, man, this is great. Like, he's an incredible guitar player. Like, this is it. This is the lineup. All we need is a drummer. And in Halifax, that's like saying, oh, all I need is a bar gold and a unicorn.
Yeah.
Luck, right? And so Justin was like, man, like, I'd love to play drums and in a band. And so eventually, like, we'd rehearsed once, and then I was just kind of waiting or looking around, and I was like, man, you know what? Let's just do a 3-piece. Like, I'm not a good lead guitar player, but I mean, we don't need a whole lot of lead in our stuff. Anyway, like, forget it, right? And so yeah, then we started rocking with Gardner around January. Like this is when we officially like
Cool.
the ground running, started playing and recording and practicing and recording, and then we just started gigging about a month ago.
Amazing.
Yeah, super fun. I love playing with you guys. You're the best.
And so maybe I'll get each of you to give a little background of who you are, because you're more than just a band member.
Well, this to get back to your point about the supergroup, 100%. Like I've seen both of your bands like before you played with me, and I'm a huge fan of Proud Dads and Echo Canyon, and so yeah, it feels like a supergroup. That's like something no one's mentioned yet, but it totally feels like that. I feel like, oh yeah, this is great. This is like a supergroup, but it's it's just a and
to be fair, you're quick to support others, as we already mentioned, but you were selling the Bojams as that kind of super group thing to me, and I'm like, isn't that kind of you too?
I mean, the Bojams they're like, I mean, it's Willie and Sarah who like are both incredible musicians. Like they played together for
years.
Willie's solo band and Sarah's in Skunk Motel, and then Peter plays in like Beach Hill, and he's got solo stuff. Like so, yeah. They play like with tons of different people too. So it's like super group night tonight.
Yeah. No, I'm loving it.
Back to you. I mean, I feel bad I stole it the second I gave you the loud. No, I'm not allowed to speak.
Yeah, who needs a bass player, really? But yeah, no, so I'm Nick. I guess my primary project be Proud Dads, where I sing and play guitar. I've been begging Landon for years, like, hey, let me play in Gardner. Like, let me just do something.
And Proud Dads has been around for a while too. Like I'm familiar with I can picture some old artwork with the logo, like in like I don't even know where. I've definitely been following the accounts for the last few years.
We had like a blue logo like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of like have gone like put that by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the name now. But
yeah. So is that project currently active?
Yes, yeah. No, so we actually we have a show coming up in a couple weeks at the Pint of all places.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's gonna be our first show of the year back. So it's gonna be fun, kind of get back into the swing of things there.
Mm-hmm.
We just got a new drummer also. So
okay.
So we just like spent the last couple months there getting Lincoln, who's also in Breakfast Time,
Okay.
up to speed.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now for this.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And the just drummer, but also a person?
Just drummer, yeah. I'm Justin.
Yes.
Justin drummer. I usually play guitar, but I guess I'm playing drums now.
Yes.
Landon asked me to join the band, and he said, you want to play guitar? I said, you'll find 20 other guitarists before you find one other drummer.
There you go.
Capable of playing these songs on drums, I think. So we're like, let's give it a go. Let's play drums. And now.
How have you found it so far? Like it's a fairly
It's
recent.
great, yeah. Well, it's the Echo Canyon tunes can get pretty experimental and weird. I feel like these tunes, having songs that are all in 4.
Yeah. Straightforward for that way. Yeah.
Chords and
I
stuff.
get you.
It's a lot easier to play.
Yeah.
A lot easier to play around. You can do a lot of fun things because you know what I mean. So it's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
And the other project's still active as well.
Yeah. We got a record coming out probably sometime.
Cool. Well, I think we got 2 future returning guests that will be here with other projects later in the year. It sounds like.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hit up the rest of your groups and we'll have a chat. So, I guess this is more of a Landon question, but new release. Yeah. So if the band that I'm looking at right now is the current lineup as of the last couple months, like what's going on with the release here? Like,
yeah, that's a great question. So we hit the studio last summer in Charlottetown with the other lineup and recorded some tunes, and we worked with a cool producer. But we got back, and I was not happy with the tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the band broke up, and so I got together with these guys, and I was, thinking, we'll leave the tunes and whatever. And then I had a bunch of other songs. We only did 3 songs in Charlottetown. I had, a ton of other ones, and I was, well, let's just kind of, we got together one night, pretty early on, and worked on Spinning Out, which is the single that just came out. We're just playing with it, whatever, and then, instantly it was oh, this bass part's way better. Oh, this lead part, Justin played lead on it. You got double credits, played lead and drums. And it was like, oh man, like this song's whoa, like because I've been sitting on that song for years and just hated it. And I was like, oh my God, whoa, like this just kind of came out of nowhere. And so then we were like, let's just do like, 5 songs. We were like, let's do this song, 3 others, and Captain. Just put it on a project. But then Justin was like, let's write a new song. And so I was like, yeah, Then like the next day I wrote a song. And I was like,
Oh, perfect.
Favorite song
Yeah.
I've written. And it's not that anymore, but at the time it was. And so like, yeah, we were just, things were going well. And I was like, let's just record a record. We, did some recording, and a few of the tracks had already basically been done. So Nick plays on this tune. I think that's it for this EP. But getting back to the full length, we re-record from the ground. Like we'll do most of the same thing, everything our producer like suggested we'll keep doing, but just re-record kind of everything from that. And we recorded everything at home. And then Willie from the Boojums is my barber. He lives in Port Hawkesbury, and I live in Halifax, but I come home a lot. So I'm always around, and I, go get cuts, and then we kind of hang out for a bit and just talk music, whatever. He's got really cool recording setup and mixing setup, just really cool like analog equipment. It's awesome. And so he was talking about how he like wanted to start mixing projects and, just like getting, working with other people. And I was like, man, we got this. I had put out a solo EP last year.
Yeah.
He remixed it. And it was coming together awesome. And then like I got some requests to like submit it to radio stations, and I was like, so I just quickly remixed it, put it back out, whatever. But those sounded so good that I was like, dude, like, do you want to mix our EP?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, yeah. So we had like 5 songs, mostly tracked. We had like program drums, so not real drums, just like synth drums. He was like, let's try real drums. So the last thing, usually when you record, like drums and bass are like the first things you record.
Yeah.
The last thing we recorded on this EP was drums, which is like crazy. And I don't know how Justin did it, but like you nailed it. Like the drums are sick. Everything really came together. So yeah, we play on this EP, which is super cool. And I'm like super excited for it to be out there. I don't know when it'll be out. Like we're just waiting for everything to get finished up and to settle on artwork and a release date and stuff like that. And so yeah, it'll be out sometime.
Yeah.
I've been saying like May, but it'll be like late May or June probably. But I'm like really happy with this single that we put out, Spitting Out. We put it out yesterday, and it's like we did a music video for it on Sunday, and it's the first time I've put something out and been like, I'm just so happy with this. Like,
that's great.
It just feels so good. Like everything really came together, and like it was not coming together before you guys came in. So I think like doing that early on, this was like the first song we had done, getting that out of the way and just figuring out like, oh, this is going to work was huge. And this EP really feels like it took shape based on our rehearsals and like the little changes we would make to stuff, and the way I'm approaching songs now is really different and super cool. And I think it's like reflected in our live set too. Like
cool.
It feels like a totally different beast, and it's the stuff I've been wanting to do for like ever, and we can do it now. It's dope.
I'm loving here. Like as I mentioned, we have a relationship outside of the podcast as well. So I've been hearing a lot of variations over the same period of time. So I'm really happy to hear that you got to this point. I was excited to see the new single. For anyone that's watching along, I'll have a little bit of a clip of your performance here tonight as well. But for anyone that wants to follow along, keep up to date with new release dates and probably upcoming shows, where should we send people?
That's great. I built a website. That's one of the things I did.
Amazing.
Gardner was on hiatus. I built a website. It's gardnerband.net. It's way cheaper than .com.
Yes, as somebody that researches bands like yourself, I super appreciate a website existing. Like just the fact that it exists is enough.
And I updated. I started a mailing list, and like it's like this stuff's fun. I know like there's like 4 subscribers to the mailing list, and our reading rate is like 50%. So that means like 2 of the 4 people.
So how can people subscribe to the newsletter?
It's like one of those like floating things on the website. Like it's everywhere all over the website. If you scroll to the bottom, it's like subscribe to our mailing list. So you can do that, and like everything's on the website. I keep it updated really regularly. And then like Instagram is where we're most popular next. So
perfect.
We're most active, not popular. We're not popular at all, actually, but that's where we're most active. It's like Gardner.music, I think. I've changed everything over
You just wait till people have seen this episode, so your popularity just soar right through the internet.
Yeah, nothing pays better than exposure.
Yes, exactly. Well, let's take a look, see if we can find Willie and get up here, see what his project's doing too.
Yeah, God bless. Thank you, Darcy. I always
All right.
chatting with you.
Thanks, guys, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks again.